My brain won't stop. You sit in a quiet room. No music. No television. No conversations in the background. Just stillness. At first, it seems peaceful. But then something strange happens. Your thoughts begin to grow louder. Questions appear. Memories surface. Conversations replay in your mind. The room is silent. But inside your head, it feels anything but quiet. Silence begins to feel loud. The human brain doesn't like empty space. When the outside world becomes quiet, the mind starts filling the gap. Thoughts emerge automatically. What did that person mean earlier? Did I say something wrong? What if tomorrow goes badly? One thought becomes two. Two thoughts become 10. Silence becomes the stage where your mind performs. Neuroscientists have a name for what happens in these moments. It's called the default mode network. This system in your brain activates when you're not focused on a task. When you're resting, daydreaming, reflecting. The default mode network pieces together memories, predictions, and self-reflection. It helps you understand your life story. But when it becomes too active, reflection turns into rumination. Your brain is constantly telling stories. It replays what happened earlier today. It imagines what might happen tomorrow. It analyzes what someone might have meant. This storytelling system is incredibly useful. It helps you learn from experience. But in silence, the storyteller gets unlimited stage time. Without interruption, the stories keep expanding. When your environment is noisy, thoughts compete with outside sounds. Conversations, traffic, music, movement. But in silence, there is nothing competing for attention. Thoughts echo. A small worry can bounce around your mind repeatedly. Each replay amplifies its emotional intensity. Silence becomes an echo chamber for your thoughts. Your brain evolved to detect danger. Thousands of years ago, this ability helped humans survive. The brain constantly scanned for threats. A rustling bush. A sudden noise. A sign of danger. Today, the threats are different. Instead of predators, your brain scans for social mistakes, future problems, and emotional risks. Silence removes distractions, so the scanning process intensifies. This is why overthinking often appears at night. During the day, your attention is busy. Work, messages, movement, decisions. Your brain is occupied. But when the night becomes quiet and the lights go off, the mind finally has space. Everything that was postponed during the day suddenly returns. Overthinking often feels productive. Your mind believes that if it analyzes something long enough, it will find the perfect answer. If you replay the conversation again, maybe you'll understand it. If you think about the future enough, maybe you'll prevent mistakes. The brain interprets thinking as preparation. But excessive thinking rarely produces clarity. Instead, it multiplies possibilities. One thought creates another. What if they misunderstood me? What if I embarrassed myself? What if something goes wrong tomorrow? The mind builds entire scenarios. Scenes play out like movies inside your head. And because silence gives them space, these imagined futures feel vivid and real. Silence doesn't just amplify thoughts. It also amplifies emotions. When you're stressed, anxious, or uncertain, quiet environments increase awareness of internal sensations. Your heartbeat, your breathing, the tension in your shoulders. The mind interprets these signals as signs of distress. And suddenly, silence feels uncomfortable. Modern life rarely allows silence. Notifications buzz. Videos autoplay. Music streams constantly. Your brain becomes used to high levels of stimulation. So when everything suddenly goes quiet, the brain experiences a sharp drop in activity. To compensate, it generates stimulation internally. Through thinking. This is why many people reach for their phones during quiet moments. Scrolling creates external stimulation. Images, sounds, and information occupy the mind. The internal chatter fades. It's not just boredom being solved. It's the brain escaping its own noise. One reason overthinking becomes overwhelming is because thoughts feel urgent. Every thought seems important. Every question feels like it demands an answer. But most thoughts are simply mental events. They appear. They linger briefly. Then they disappear. The problem begins when the mind treats each thought like a problem that must be solved immediately. Imagine your thoughts as leaves floating down a river. If you stand on the riverbank and watch them pass, they flow naturally. But if you jump into the water and try to grab each leaf, the current overwhelms you. Overthinking is what happens when the mind tries to catch every leaf. Silence simply makes the river easier to see. Silence reveals something surprising. Your brain is always active. Even when you believe you're doing nothing, networks inside the brain are constantly communicating. Memories are reorganized. Experiences are processed. Emotions are integrated. Quiet moments expose this background activity. When thoughts become loud, the brain sometimes blames the silence itself. But silence isn't the cause. Silence is simply the environment where internal activity becomes visible. Like turning off the lights in a theater so the movie on the screen becomes clearer. The thoughts were always there. Now you just notice them. Fighting thoughts often makes them stronger. But curiosity changes the dynamic. Instead of reacting, you can observe. Where did that thought come from? Why did it appear now? Observation creates distance. Thoughts lose their urgency when they are seen rather than chased. Simple actions can calm the mind. Slow breathing. Gentle movement. A short walk. These signals tell your nervous system that you are safe. When the body relaxes, mental noise often decreases. Another powerful technique is writing. When thoughts spin endlessly in the mind, placing them on paper gives them boundaries. The brain sees that the concern has been recorded. It no longer needs to repeat it over and over. The loop begins to loosen. Despite how it sometimes feels, silence is not harmful. In fact, the brain needs quiet periods. Silence allows emotional processing, memory consolidation, mental recovery. It is the space where the mind reorganizes itself. Without silence, the brain never truly resets. If your mind is used to constant stimulation, silence may feel uncomfortable at first. But with time, the brain adapts. Just like your eyes adjusting to darkness, your mind gradually becomes comfortable with quiet. Thoughts slow down. The internal volume decreases. Beneath the stream of thoughts, there is another layer. A deeper stillness. When you stop chasing thoughts, you begin to notice it. It's a calm awareness that exists even while thoughts move through the mind. This is the part of silence that feels peaceful rather than overwhelming. Overthinking doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It means your brain is doing what it evolved to do. Predicting. Analyzing. Preparing for the future. The challenge is learning when thinking is helpful and when it becomes noise. When silence feels loud, you don't have to fight your mind. You can simply notice the thoughts. Let them pass like clouds moving across the sky. Some will disappear quickly. Others will linger briefly. But none of them stay forever. Over time, something remarkable happens. Silence stops feeling loud. It begins to feel spacious. Instead of an echo chamber of worries, it becomes a quiet background for awareness. A place where your mind can finally breathe. And in that space, you realize something simple. Silence was never the enemy. It was the doorway to calm all along. When do your thoughts get the loudest? Late at night? In the shower? During quiet moments? Comment below and share your experience. Like the video if your brain does this too. Subscribe to Why Curio for more psychology that actually makes sense.